Good morning, everybody. Um, I guess I just want to do this video to take a moment to, I guess, tell anybody who cares how I feel about the Trayvon Martin murder and what I think, we need to do as a community to solve this. And for me, I don't think, huge, long discussion is necessary or academic articles or anything so necessary to understand what's happening here. Anybody who's been born in America as a black man or a black woman or anybody that's not white and male and straight understands what happened to Trayvon Martin. What happened to him is that he doesn't look like the norm. He doesn't look like the people who run this country. Therefore, he's automatically suspicious. And therefore, he got followed, and therefore, that altercation happened. He got killed. And, the sad part is that his case isn't even special. Because this police murder people every day and get away with it and are never brought to justice. Nobody ever does anything about it. The reason why Zimmerman is being questioned is partly because he's not a police officer. It's part of the reason why he got away with it, or getting away with it anyway. But I think, at this point, after seeing Trayvon Martin, after seeing Oscar Grant, after seeing Sean Bill, after seeing all these people who have been killed, we need to draw a line in the sand and say no more. No more Trayvons, no more Oscar Grants, no more Sean Bells. And when we want to talk about prison abuse, no more Troy Davises. Because this is getting ridiculous in the sense of not the violence itself from whites, because they've been doing that since they brought us on the slave ships 400 or 500 years ago. That's not new. What's absurd and what's crazy about this is that we still see black people who see this thing happen with Trayvon and they still talking about, oh, we need to pray that this never happens again. Or we need to find where this hate's coming from and sit down and make peace. Everybody keeps trying to rationalize not doing what is obviously necessary. After a certain point, you can't just let people keep killing you, shooting you, murdering your kids, and otherwise harming you. You need to defend yourselves. The slaves defend themselves in the slave ship. They defend themselves in the plantation. We defend ourselves in the Civil War, those of us who fought. We defend ourselves during Reconstruction by trying to fight for political posts. We defend ourselves through Jim Crow with the NAACP and in the early Pan African movement. We defend ourselves on the African continent by fighting guerrilla wars and going through politics to try to free ourselves from colonization. Civil rights movement, Black Power movement, all the way up until today, we have actually defended ourselves. And sometimes we did politically, and sometimes we had to take up arms. And this is the point in history where we need to start fighting back. We can't keep sitting here acting like we can make peace with somebody who just has no interest in making peace. If anybody's seen the Black Power mixtape, which is a very, very good movie that everybody needs to see, Stokely Carmichael made a statement in there about Martin Luther King's philosophy. He said his philosophy was good. There wasn't nothing wrong with the philosophy itself, except for there was one flaw, and that one flaw was that he was under the assumption that you can use nonviolence to appeal to the morality and humanity of your enemy. That's assuming that there's some humanity there, and that's assuming that there's some morality. You can't you can't reason with somebody that doesn't have a conscience. And you look at America, like she has no conscience. We kill people in Iraq. We've killed people. We apparently kill people in Iran. We've helped kill people in Libya and all over Africa, and basically everywhere in the world America has gone is death that's followed her. And why has she done all this? Not like Nazis and like Hitler. They were evil, but they had a reason. We want Germany for Germans, and we want to expand our empire to, give more space for the German people to live, and partly as payback to the British and French for, destroying them in World War One. For America, she's just done it just because she can for profit, not because of any morality involved, just profit. Money has no moral, money has no conscience. And that what actually makes America more dangerous than any empire we have seen. And us being the unfortunate people to be in the belly of that empire, this is expected, really. And I'm not trying to say, obviously I'm not trying to absolve anybody of responsibility for any of these crimes. I do hope that Zimmerman gets arrested and gets brought to justice. But for me, I'm tired of burying people. I'm tired of saying rest in peace to people that I know for the senseless violence we do upon each other and for the systemic violence brought upon us by the government and the police and the society. I'm tired of looking over my shoulders when the cop car drives by to make sure that I'm not the one they pulling over to try to pin the crime on. Sick and tired of being sick and tired, basically. And I think a lot of other people feel that way. And that's why I think the number one thing we need to do is start organizing ourselves with a self defense mentality. We need to get together as communities, start to hold these police accountable, independent of the courts and independent of the government and all these other people, because that's the only thing we have left is each other. You can't ask people who kill you and who hate you to protect you from people who are killing you and who hate you. That's just not reasonable. And at this point, the police are just as much our enemies as an institution. Individual cops may be good, but the institution is just as bad, if not worse, than these little gangsters running around our neighborhoods shooting our own, or even these racist whites running around talking about neo Nazis and Klan and all that stuff. So I guess the point of this message is to tell people that these marches are good. Saying these, campaigns with the pictures with the hoodies, all those things are good. But what we need to do, we need to get out of the mode of reacting to these things and start getting mode of being proactive. We need to get into a mode of changing the system, of changing how we relate to the rest of society. Because until we do that, we're going to keep burying black boys and black girls. We're going to keep burying Latino boys and Latino girls. We're going to keep seeing trans women and men getting beat down for not fitting normal male female stereotypes. These things are going to keep happening, basically until we overthrow the system. And it might have to come down to guns. It might have to come down to blowing stuff up. It might have to come down to assassinating somebody. I don't know. But I do know that if it did come down to that, we have the God given right to defend ourselves from people who want to kill us for no other reason but how we look or how we act or how we speak. And if that means that we gotta, take some people out, unfortunately, I'm willing to defend myself. I'm not gonna lay down my life for the sake of non-violence. And you know, two people who are like, "Oh man, this is mad extreme, dude talking crazy, blah blah blah." At the end of the day, look what America has done to us, to black people. Not even talking about anybody else. They've done so much wrong to us that honestly, they better pray every day and thank God that we haven't flipped out by now. That we haven't just said, let's kill every white person we see on the street. That we haven't said we're gonna just overthrow the government, etc., etc., etc. If other people have done that, other sides have fallen apart because the people they oppressed just said forget it and slaughtered every single oppressor they came across. And America better thank God that we haven't done that yet. And she better hope that we don't do that. She better sit down and come to a resolution with her people and the people that she have hurt before, there's nothing to make peace with. So I guess that's just my, bleh, thoughts on the issue. Feel free to throw comments or suggestions or arguments about anything I say in the comments. Thanks, guys.